My name is Delanier Shook, and I am the information collector. I'm coming to you from Asheville, North Carolina, at the Blue Ridge Parkway Visitor Center. It's an amazingly nice day in an amazingly nice city. And this is an amazingly nice way to take a road trip, the Blue Ridge Parkway. As the nation reopens, particularly within the next few months, everyone will be seeking something between staying home and going to a water park or an amusement park or a concert. The Blue Ridge Parkway is a perfect example, and that's why during the next few weeks we will be focusing on the Blue Ridge Parkway. This is the visitor center. Later we'll visit inside, but right now I just want to okay, Merle says I need to get this off my chest, so for a moment I'm going to step into my soapbox. I think Amazon is an amazing company, and I appreciate the convenience it has brought to my life and other people's lives. And in fact, I publish books on Amazon. But I was really a little taken aback when Jeff Bezos offered to pay for my gasoline. I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. But I work hard, and I appreciate it. But when I pulled up to the gas pump and there was a sign there that said new ways to pay for your gasoline, and one way was to say, Alexa, pay for my gas. Well, I appreciate the offer, but thank you. Someone else needs it more than I do. Last Friday, Japanese company Itochu announced a joint venture with Japanese Air Liquide for a hydrogen value chain development. This is local production for local, that's their words, business model. It involves production, supply, and a hydrogen station business to scale up the hydrogen market. Now, in December last year, Japan announced its green strategy toward 2050 carbon neutrality. And part of this involves commercial fuel cells in trucks, which they're going to use hydrogen in. Now, last Wednesday, they announced they would build local hydrogen production model businesses in northern Kyushu. They're going to partner with Nippon Coke and Engineering to produce a hydrogen byproduct from the steel company's production. Now, currently, the hydrogen is not separated in the steel production. They also are working with Compagnie Maritime Belge. This is a Belgian corporation. They've been working in Japan for 4 years. And they have just built a hydrogen mixed combustion engine for a large ship, and it'll begin operations in Asia next year. Hydrogen is most famous as being what was on the Hindenburg and burned it, although some people suggest it was the coating of the dirigible skin and not the hydrogen that actually caught fire. This is a totally different use of hydrogen, and it's very impressive. Hydrogen is a promising alternative fuel. Last Wednesday, Finnish fiber maker Ahlstrom Munksjö announced the Cellustraw fiber, which is used for paper straws, had received compostability certification by the Biodegradable Products Institute. If you're interested in fiber or paper straws or just the fiber industry in general, the Ahlstrom Munksjö website is an amazing place. They produce a lot of different products. Last Friday, the French ambassador Philippe Etienne published an opinion piece in the Washington Examiner. It discussed directly the deployment of the nuclear submarine SSN Emerald and a support vessel BSAM Seine to the Indian and Pacific Oceans. And while it is not the purpose of this story, I would like to show this picture, which shows the nuclear submarine Emerald cruising alongside the USS Asheville. The ambassador used the article to reassert that, quote, France is an Indo-Pacific nation, end quote, which is very true. Not only is it backed up by history, it's backed up by reality. There are 2 million French citizens living in the area. There are 3.5 million square miles of French economic exclusion zone in the Pacific. Basically, that's not international waters, it's French waters. He cited several goals in the area. 1, engage China over climate. 2, take the initiative on trade, industry, and intellectual property. 3, develop an ambitious transatlantic technology strategic vision. And 4, address human rights in the area. And while we're on the subject of France, very quickly, this week, there has been a lot of discussion, and not just this week, about misinformation spread across the internet and other mediums. And I can't say which particular misinformation I looked at, but I saw a brief this week that had been about information that was circulating. And I assure you, there's a lot of bogus baloney out there. You cannot believe what you hear. Just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's true. Yes, Woodward and Bernstein had a source that gave them the Watergate information, but they knew who that source was. We don't know the sources of a lot of stuff that's coming out, and you need to verify your facts. So that there's a lot of misinformation out there. However, there's a lot of discussion how to control it. And I just want to say that if anyone is in the business of working on these controls, writing the code, or anyone is overly concerned about what could be going on with this. And hey, we're all concerned about privacy right now. That's just smart. Europe is a whole different world. See, the Europeans, they went through the Nazi occupations, where information was, they were observed, information was censored. Then they went through the Cold War, where the communist Soviet Union censored the information. So the Europeans put a much higher wall when it comes to privacy. So there's a lot of stuff out there, and a lot will be developed to help us know what's true. But remember, businesses who develop it have to operate in Europe also. And that's just a little, while we're on the subject of France, I thought I'd mention that. The pandemic is coming to a close, which we've had a year to deal with it. Vaccinations are kicking in. We've had wise leadership throughout the year, and we've dealt with it. But coronaviruses come from bats. It's a spillover event. Well, last Friday, in a sobering reminder that we have a lot to look at and keep an eye on, South Africa's Western Cape Agriculture Ministry announced African swine fever was identified on farms there. And I believe most of us can remember that swine flu was an issue a few years back. Dr. Janida Masiza, head of Western Cape's Department of Agricultural Veterinary Services, said this disease can spread on any part of a raw pig carcass. They banned the movement of live pigs from the area. Now, this disease has been seen elsewhere in South Africa, but not there. And any spread is a concern. Diseases in poultry and domestic livestock, from influenza in birds to mad cow disease, they are a concern. If anyone has traveled through North Carolina or other parts of Georgia, South Carolina, and seen chicken farms, the signs they put up around chicken farms, those are some scary signs. I mean, they talk about this being a biosecurity zone. Quite frankly, I wouldn't even turn around in a chicken yard's driveway. I have driven past there and found something else, somewhere else to turn, because those areas are very secure. And my life is very nice. I don't need the Department of Agriculture to knock on my door at 1 a.m. So I just go down the road. So this is a sobering reminder of things we need to keep in mind and pray about, and be thankful for government authorities keeping an eye on this for us.